Hi guys, it's Cornish Kayak Angler. In my last video I took a look at the Bixpy J2 outboard motor kit and I fitted one to my Hobie Outback. Now I took it out on the water and I had quite an enjoyable day using it whilst fishing. Well, today I'm going to rig it up to my Hobie Revolution 16, and to do that it's made super easy thanks to this low profile adapter from Bixpy. And it's really simple to bolt this motor to the adapter. I can slot that in my Mirage Drive well. So I'm going to take a quick look at fitting this to the Revolution 16. Then I'm going to take it out on the water and see how I get on with it and compare it to how I got on with it on the Outback. Okay, so the first thing to do on the installation is that we have to make a slight modification to the J2 motor to allow it to fit through the Mirage Drive hole. Because as standard, it won't quite go through. And the reason for this is that this section here, the power shroud, the bit that protects the propeller, is too wide to fit through the slot. It just jams. That's not a problem because with the low profile Bixpy adapter for the Mirage Drive well, it comes with what's known as a reduced power shroud. If you take a look at that, you can see the edges are cut down on it. With those cut down edges, this does fit straight through the hole. So we need to replace the shroud that's on there with this reduced shroud. Super simple, super easy. You just need a 3mm hex key or an Allen key. And there's 3 hex bolts that hold on this power shroud. We've just got to undo them and swap it over. So I'm just going to quickly do that now. Okay, so that's the power shroud removed, revealing the prop. And now I've just got to bolt in place this reduced power shroud. Okay, so they're nice and tight now. That shroud's not coming off. Now we can just check. The motor does fit through the Mirage Drive well, nice and easy. So now we've just got to bolt this to the low profile adapter. And yeah, there's 4 attachment points on the top of the J2 motor. There's 4 holes on this low profile adapter here. The kit's supplied with some M4 bolts to attach the motor to the adapter, so I'm just going to run through and do that now. Simple tools, screwdriver and a spanner, dead easy. So there we go, that's tightened on there now and fitted. It's important to note on one side of this adapter there's a slot cut out, and that is to allow the cable to slot in place so that it can come up from the bottom side of the kayak to the top side. But now we can try fitting this into the kayak. So you can see how that's all fitted there, nice strong fitting. It's a good durable mount, completely plastic construction with a few stainless screws holding it together and a stainless rod to clip into the Mirage Drive well. A nice, clean, simple system to get a Bixpy motor on a Hobie kayak. And whilst I'm showing this on a Hobie Revolution, you can use this adapter for any of the Hobie kayaks. So that's gone in there, and that plugs in like so. That just leaves us now to connect up the power pack. Okay, so here's the Bixpy power pack. And there's some connecting sockets on the bottom of it. We just got to undo the one for the motor. There's a little protective cap on it. Same on the cable from the motor. There's a little protective cap on the end of the plug. Just get the orientation right. Plug it into place. There's a little blue locking collar. Pushes in, swivels until it locks solid. That makes it a nice waterproof connection. Yeah, and now we've just got to work out where to put the battery. I'm a little undecided as to whether to store it up at the front here, which is fairly out the way to be fair. I've got a little leash on my battery box which I can clip onto an eyelet. I've got the front of the footwell here. So yeah, that'll keep it up the front out of the way, so nothing's in my way at all here where I'm going to be sitting and fishing. But I'm not entirely sure if I will be happy with it there yet, because it could also fit just behind the seat. Now there's a 5-foot power cable, connecting cable to the motor, and it is just long enough on my Revolution 16 to allow me to place my motor behind the seat. I've got the cable then running up through the cockpit as such. I don't know if that'll get in my way or not yet, but I'm going to have a little play around with it tomorrow and see which way I prefer where the battery's stored. But as it is now, we're ready to hit the water. We're connected up, everything's in place. I've got my kill switch here with the little fob, which when touched against the battery, it activates the system, and that'll be connected to me, that'll be connected to my buoyancy aid, and that's there should I come out of the kayak and be separated from the kayak. It pulls off the battery, deactivates the system and stops the kayak getting too far away from me under motor power. But yeah, all ready to go. So I'm going to get set up, hit the water tomorrow, and we'll see how we get on with it on the Revolution 16. Now, one important thing to note, and there's a difference here between this and the setup on the Hobie Outback. With the Hobie Outback, I had the motor mounted off the stern. That allowed me to use the Mirage Drive at the same time. Now, I've not got that luxury here because the motor is plugged in to the Mirage Drive well. So I've got to use one or the other. So I'm going to use the motor for a bit, use the Mirage Drive for a bit, compare between them. But I'm not going to be able to use both at the same time, so we'll see how we get on with that. So I'm all ready to hit the water. It's a beautiful day down here in Cornwall again. The water's flat, calm, as you can see behind me. It's going to be great conditions for testing out the Bixpy on the Revolution. That's all set up there now on that low-profile adapter. So let's get out there and see how we get on. Alright, let's plug in the motor, nice and easy. There we go, it's just kicked into action. Cycle up through the speeds. Yeah, picking up momentum now. Let's get up to full speed. Yeah, comfortably going along at 4 knots, 4.1 knots. Nice. Again, same with the Outback. I think I can pedal just a touch faster, but that's not bad at all. That's not far off. Nice. I'm in perfect calm conditions here as well. Got a little bit of tide coming against me, only slightly though. But yeah, comfortably going along at 4 knots. Turning's nice and easy. Rudder at the back, motor at the front. It just seems to be a little bit more responsive than it was on the Outback. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Just gonna head out a little way. I'll be out there in no time. I'll be fishing. But I'll give it a go with the pedals in a second and see how I get on just pedaling, see what speed that gives me compared to what the Bixpy's giving me now, which is, yeah, comfortably holding me at 4 knots. So I've just dropped the motor down to about half speed. It's giving me about 2.2, 2.4 knots. It's not too bad at all, just a nice steady pace. That'd be a perfect speed for trolling lures off the back of the kayak. Yeah, at half speed, I think the battery lasts around 4 hours, depending on the kayak and the load. That's not too bad. It's going to be helping you for most of the day. Just got some dolphins not far up ahead. See if they come over and play. Got lots of bait fish here in the water at the minute, so they've come in for their morning's feed. It'd be awesome if we can see those up close. Let's just pick the speed back up. back up to full speed now. Again, comfortably, it's put me at 4 knots. And one thing with the Bixpy in the drive well, can't put my Mirage Drive in there, so I can't try both the Mirage Drive and the motor at the same time. I've had to put my Mirage Drive, you may not be able to see it, but it's just in my H crate behind my seat. You can just see the pedals sticking up there. So, I mean, I could probably wedge them at the front here as well, but it gets a bit cluttered at the front of the kayak there. So I've just got it behind me and I've got it clipped to my H crate, so it's leashed on there. But, yeah, a little different in that I can't have the Mirage Drive in place compared to the Outback, but not too bad at the minute. So as expected, the Bixpy does push the Hobie Revolution 16 along quicker than the Outback. It's a longer, sleeker hull, so it's going to be faster, it's going to come through the water easier. Yeah, comfortably holding at 4 knots. I've just caught the sort of wind a little right and had a little bit of wind assistance. I've had 4.2, 4.3 knots going along. That's not bad at all. So I can do a little more pedalling. On the Revo 16, I can probably pedal comfortably at 4.5 to 4.8 knots, maintain that. You can go faster again on this. It is a fast kayak, but you just end up burning yourself out. But yeah, not bad at all, not far off the pace of pedalling. So I'm quite impressed with it. Okay, so I've just put the Mirage Drive in now instead of the Bixpy. We'll just see what speed we can get up to. Okay. Just going at a comfortable pace there now. Straight up to the 4 knot mark, which is what the Bixpy is moving me along at in sort of calm conditions. Let's going to give it a little bit more now. Let's see what we can get up to. Yeah, 4.6, 4.7, 4.8 if I'm pushing it harder. Yeah, I probably could go too much faster and comfortably maintain it for a long period. Whoa! Dolphins are here to play. Beautiful. Wow, look at this. I'm now just heading against a brisk headwind in a minute. It must be maybe 10, 12 mile an hour. I've got the Bixpy on full power. I'm getting about 3.5 knots. So yeah, I've got a good bit of wind against me now. It has just slowed me down a bit, but it's still moving along at a comfortable pace. Not too bad. So I'm fishing against a fair headwind at the minute. It's a northerly wind, blowing about 10 to 12 mile an hour. Just put the Bixpy on its first speed setting and it's holding me perfectly against the wind. It's moving me along at about 0.1, 0.2 knots. So it's quite nice as assistance just to hold me in position when I've got that little bit of wind against me. Works really well for that. There we go, fish on. Feels like a mackerel. Two mackerel on one jig, one's got away. Let's see if we can get some more. Hey, there we go. Good fun on a light rod. Oh. There we go, fine mackerel. Just going along with the wind now. I've got a little bit of wind behind me. I'm getting up to 4.4 knots. So that's not bad. Yeah, obviously against the wind I was down to about 3.5 knots. Overall, it's not bad at all. It's done well. I've been out on the water now for about 4 hours or so. Still a good bit of battery left. I've been using it a fair bit at full speed. So yeah, quite impressed with it. I've literally hardly used the Mirage Drive. I used it just to test how fast the Mirage Drive went versus the Bixpy. But other than that, I haven't touched my Mirage Drive. It's just stayed in the H crate behind me. It's been more than enough for the half-day session that I'm doing today. Still got a bit of battery left. I've got about 3/4 of a mile to get back to the beach where I launched. It's going to be able to do that. It's got plenty enough battery to do that. Yeah, impressed with it again. Yeah, just heading back into the beach now. I've had a good catch of mackerel and got about half a mile to go to my launch spot, and there's more than enough battery to get me back there and more. Yeah, just comfortably cruising in at about 3.9 to 4 knots again. Nice comfortable pace. Yeah, really impressed with how it's gone again. With the motor at full speed, it's really easy to turn the Revo. Just give it a sharp turn here. Goes around this buoy no problem at about 2 meters distance from the buoy at all times, so not too bad a turning circle. Nice and easy. Definitely more responsive than it was on the Hobie Outback. Might be to do with the motor being further forward and the rudder being at the very stern of this kayak, but it certainly makes it easier to turn. So guys, I hope you found that video useful. Just testing out the Bixpy on the Hobie Revolution 16. And that low profile adapter that I've used, that can be used on any of the Hobie Mirage Drive kayaks. So just plug straight into the Mirage Drive slot. Dead easy, dead simple, and you can get a motor on your Hobie kayak. Yeah, I've had a great day with it again today. Been really easy to use, and the battery's lasted really well. Yeah, I'm going to keep using it for a bit longer, a few more sessions, see how I get on with it. It's a bit of a faff with the Mirage Drive not being in the well, having to swap between it if you do want to use the Mirage Drive. I'm just storing it in my H crate there behind me at the moment. So that's a little awkward, but it's not the end of the world. And I say I've used the Bixpy for all of what I've done today. It's been super easy for me. But yeah, I hope you found that video useful, guys. Make sure you hit subscribe on my channel. There'll be plenty more videos just like this, testing gear out, rigging up kayaks. And if you've got any questions, pop them below in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, cheers for watching.